Hello, everybody, and a very, very, very warm welcome back to Norwich Talk. It is absolutely boiling today, so it is indeed a very warm welcome back. This is the first video for what I think is 3-4 months, and then before then it was about 2 videos within 2 months. We've taken a real break from this channel, and to be honest with you, it was because I kind of fell out of love with Norwich City. Last season's sort of depression has settled. I really didn't enjoy thinking about, talking about Norwich beyond sort of going to the games. There was a point where genuinely my mentality was, I've paid for it, so I might as well go. Last season was depressing. We're not going to talk about that. We'll reference it in future content, of course, but it's not really what we're here to talk about right now, and we're not really going to focus on it too much going forward because, my goodness, thank Lord, it is over. We've got a little list to go through here in terms of catching up with what's going on this channel and with Norwich City as a football club, because as always, a lot has happened, a lot more will happen. Hopefully myself, all other Norwich City content producers will provide some fine content over the summer ahead of what is going to be another big season in Norwich City's history. Now, the first thing to mention is Mr. Seaman has left the channel to go and join Archant and become Norwich City reporter for the EDP, Evening News and the Pinkham. First of all, just like, I've spoken to him since, just congrats to the guy. He worked really hard for it, and it's a lot like when Connor left a couple of years ago. I'm just really proud. Connor getting the promotion to being chief reporter, just so immensely proud of those two. I'm glad that I can call them my friends, and I'm so proud of what they've done. So yeah, that's the first thing. We will be seeing Sam and Connor this season, of course, without a doubt. They're always willing to come on the channel and chat with me about Norwich, so that's brilliant. So we will see them again. The first thing I want to talk about is a positive piece of news. Isaac Hayden signed for Norwich, of course, and I think it went down very well. It was a very clever signing, and it's one that Norwich City have been desperate for. Every time we've sort of analysed Norwich and the way they play, it's always been about being loose and open in the middle, especially this season. The midfield sort of partnerships we've seen, none of them have worked, even in the slightest, and we've always said we need that tough, hard-tackling, ball-winning midfielder who is athletic, and we had that with Ollie Skip, didn't we? And it left a gaping hole when he went back to Tottenham, and it was a crushing blow when we found out he wasn't going to come back. And Isaac Hayden should be, especially at Championship level, a very suitable replacement. He's got 2 promotions, as we already know. Played, I think, 4 seasons in the Premier League with Newcastle, who have survived. Sometimes it's been sort of a successful season, sometimes it's been by the skin of the teeth. And I think him leaving sort of coincides with the fact that they're now going to start spending 20, 30, 40 million pounds on players. So for him, it's a smart thing to do, to get out of there. In terms of signings from a wider perspective on this channel over the summer, I'm going to go back to what we did before in the summer and in January, which is player profiles. Now, the rules for player profiles are, if I find it interesting, I'll do a player profile, and if I find it realistic, I will do a player profile. There's not going to be sort of silly amounts of player profiles. Famous last words, there might be, but if I don't think it's realistic or interesting, I won't do it. I don't want to waste anyone's time, including my own, to be honest with you. Players leaving, we'll do videos on that as well, because why not? We'll mention it in podcasts, of course, but I think I'm going to start doing some videos on players leaving, such as Milot Rashica, apparently reported to be interested in going back to Germany. If someone wants to pay what we paid for him, or maybe even a little bit less, he is so welcome to go back, because, as has been made clear on this channel, not a fan at all. Not really willing to sort of wait for that to come good, because I just don't think it will. Schollis as well apparently is off to Club Bruges or something. I could not care less. What an absolute waste of time that entire thing was. I think we're sort of maybe paying off the debts, the sins of the last summer transfer window. We'll focus on that in a podcast that's upcoming. And today, the very hot day, is the day that Norwich City released their new badge, the 120th anniversary of this magnificent football club that we love, hate. Yeah, just love and hate, really. But, love more. They unveiled, you could have that one of these for a while, unveiled the new badge. I actually really like it. We did a video 6 months ago when it was announced and it was shown off, and my views haven't changed. I like it a little bit more. I understand why people don't like it, but I personally am a massive fan of the new badge. It's just an upgrade, and to be honest, the moment I saw the new one, the upgraded one, the digital friendly one, I kind of liked the old one. Now technically it is a little bit less. It kind of pointed out the design flaws, and to most people it's all about sentiment, etc. But to a little weirdo like me, who has a bit of an obsession with things like that, and things being, I say, symmetrical, as close to symmetrical as you can get, maybe a bit OCD if you will. It's an improvement, and I love it very, very much. So I can't wait to see that on the kit. Speaking of the kit, I guess it's going to come out 1st of July, like always. We'll do a reaction video, as we did last season. Last season's one was really fun to do, I think. We did a live stream, me and Sam, where we just kind of went through some kits, had a little chat, looked at the new kit. I absolutely love last season's kit. That's the only thing about last season that I love, to be honest with you. But yeah, in terms of the rebrand, looks cool. Some of the stickers on the side of Carrow Road, it looks a bit cheesy, a bit sort of FIFA-y, if you know what I mean. I haven't played FIFA much over the past sort of couple of years really, but I know you can like customise your stadiums to look really cheesy on like Ultimate Team, and it kind of reminds me of that, which I guess it makes the place more yellow and green, and when you're a Norwich City fan, you sort of love yellow and green, don't you? But I understand why some people might not like it, to be honest with you. And the last thing, off the top of my head, that there is to speak of is ownership, because my lord, I know I probably should have come back around that time then, in terms of when it was kind of reported, I'll say, rather than announced. But it all seems very positive, doesn't it, in terms of what it could bring to Norwich City, in terms of the ownership debate. I don't think it could get much sort of worse. I said like it's really bad at the moment, but in terms of this impact, I think it can only be positive, because Delia and Michael have said they'll only listen to people who they think are serious. So to listen to this must mean that it's a positive thing, and you know, you look at Connor's articles, you look at the Pink and stuff, and everyone else's, the background checks for once seem to be quite positive. He seems to be quite popular in America, which is a positive thing, and hopefully he sticks a bunch of money into Norwich City Football Club for us to spend. And how can we, you know, I just realised, how can we sort of have a catch up on Norwich City without mentioning Stuart Webber? I've had opinions on all of this, to be honest with you. It's probably for the best that I haven't sort of had a camera on me and people in a live chat with me, because I maybe would have said some reckless things, because I've been quite frustrated with the whole setup of Norwich and Stuart Webber's role, etc. But it's kind of settled now. He said some positive news in his big club interview, his big club manufactured interview that he had, which I thought was pretty good. I think Alice Piper did a fantastic job of asking as tough a questions as you can on a club YouTube channel. But he said some interesting things. It's kind of settled. He said some exciting things. I think Isaac Hayden was part of that. The club rebrand, the ownership, maybe. We'll find out, won't we? But yeah, I think that's all my thoughts in under 10 minutes. I don't know how I've managed to do it. I'd like to thank people who have messaged me asking me where we've gone. I kind of said the same thing, which is I'm not feeling it at the moment. I kind of always knew I'd come back, but yeah, that's enough on that. If you want to give the video a little thumbs up, subscribe. As always, it would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you again very, very soon.